Hey everybody, KC here. Hope you had a great weekend. Those of you who were still sheltering at home, and those of you who decided to push the limits and see how far you could go in this pandemic age. Good luck to you. Anyway, I was reading a story over the weekend in Los Angeles Magazine that brought back memories. It was about a place called Tito's Tacos in Culver City, California. Now, back in the mid-'70s, when I was a student at Loyola Marymount University, and I know there may be a few of you out there going, Jesus, he was alive in the mid-'70s? I was alive in the mid-'50s. Anyway, I'm a student at Loyola Marymount University, and occasionally I would drive up the 405, sometimes to go to Westwood to go to the movies, sometimes to go to the original Tommy's burger place at the corner of Rampart and Beverly, where they make this amazing double chili cheeseburger. And the chili was so strong that if you dripped it on your car hood, and there was no place to sit down, so inevitably you were leaning on your car when you ate it, it could eat away the paint of your car. I know this from experience. But anyway, I digress. I'd be driving up the 405, and I'd look to the right, and in Culver City, there was this one store place called Tito's Tacos, big sign. And inevitably, Tito's Tacos would have a line. That's a pretty good sign, right? The place must be pretty good if there's always a line. And in fact, I tried it, and Tito's Tacos was terrific. So anyway, Tito's Tacos is still in business 61 years later after it opened. And one of the things that was interesting about the story is, so Tito's was closed for a number of months because of the pandemic, but they've just reopened, but they recognized that they had to change their business model a little bit, right? They have to do things like offer delivery and pickup, things they had not done before. So they're now doing delivery, but instead of working with like Uber Eats or Grubhub or one of those companies, they decided to make a deal with a company called Street Smart Messengers to become basically the exclusive delivery service for Tito's Tacos. Now, they're not just delivering. The people who are delivering for Tito's Tacos from Street Smart, one of the things they have to do is they have to pass a state food safety certification course, and they have to take a training course specifically from Tito's to make sure they're living up to the Tito's value proposition. And this to me is so interesting. This is a one-store operation, right? This is not 200 stores, this is not 500 stores, not even 20 stores. It's one store. But basically they could have looked at this and said to themselves, we really can't afford to kind of have our own proprietary system. We need to outsource this to some other companies. But in fact, what they seem to have decided is we can't afford not to have our own system. That if we're going to be special, if we're going to be differentiated, we have to own it. We have to make sure that the delivery process lives up to the value proposition that we offer in our store. And so that's what they've done. And I think that's a great lesson. Deciding that, listen, we have to own the whole thing, not just a part of the thing and then outsource it to somebody else. Now, I know you're sitting there thinking to yourselves, I wonder what outsourcing company he's referring to. But remember, I'm not criticizing necessarily the outsourcing companies. I'm criticizing the retailer clients that decide to take the easy way out. In the case of Tito's Tacos, I'm sure they took on the headaches they didn't particularly want to have. They probably took on complexities they didn't necessarily want to have. But in doing so, they preserved their value proposition, and they're doing their best to preserve their brand equity. And that's what companies have to do. I think it's really, really important. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.